Welcome to my live, because I'm here live. That's what I'm doing. It's a live signing, and I really just learned what that is as being an author. It's signing lives. Duh. I don't know why I didn't know that. Anywho, welcome. I would like to introduce myself. I am Shaunie Henderson, as you know, because you came to my page. And I wrote a book called Undefeated. That's why we're here today. So I also want to let you know that I am offering you a discount code of Undefeated 15, Undefeated 15, which will get you 15% off if you go to ShaunieSignedBook.com and grab this book today. 15% off. Everybody like a good little discount? You know, that's always a good thing. Let me see. What else do I need to share with you guys? So again, a live signing is just, I'll be signing some books while we sit and chit chat. I'll answer some questions. I will chit chat with y'all because that's what I like to do. And so hopefully you guys see the little discount code going across the bottom of the 15% off for Undefeated 15 today. Along with now between June 14th, I am kind of doing this giveaway thing. It's going to be kind of fun. So if you purchase a signed copy of my book through the code, through the website, ShaunieSignedBook.com, you will be entered to win 2 tickets to the Cry Out Conference, which is this amazing conference that my husband and I have here in the city of Houston, June 21st through 23rd. And not only will I be providing 2 VIP tickets to the Cry Out Conference, I also am going to do 2 great hand-picked gift bags. I will personally be hand-picking the items that are going into this gift bag, and I'm currently doing that now. Some of the things I'm putting in this gift bag, low-key think I'm making myself one. Okay, that's how good these items are. So 2 VIP tickets to Cry Out, 2 gift bags, and a meet and greet, because I will be at the Cry Out Conference. Actually, I'm speaking. I'll have a panel, and we have not actually announced the full lineup of Cry Out this year. Just let me say, you want to be in the building, okay? So grab your signed copy of my book, Undefeated, at ShaunieSignedBook.com with your Undefeated 15 code and get 15% off and possibly win these tickets and gift bag and meet and greet. And I love a good meet and greet because I like to hug and, talk, meet people. It's fun. We have a good time. Oh, y'all see my shirt? Look, I made Undefeated shirts because people do merch, It's a merch thing. All right. I'm going to answer a few questions that I have here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I had a question from Tanya from Michigan. Her question was, is there a main theme or takeaway you want readers to gain? Absolutely. So honestly, the book is to encourage, to uplift, to inspire the reader. I think that the point of the book is to share my journeys through life thus far. Fast forward as much as possible, but just sharing my journey and my experiences to just show people that you can push through anything. You might not get it in the moment, like you might just be in a place where it all just sucks, right? Real bad. But at some point, this thing has to click in you to let you know, like, I can take this challenge and make it an opportunity. And it might be whatever drives you. It might be you waking up and looking at your kids knowing you got to come out of this thing and you got to, make something of it, not just come out of it like, oh, I made it. You got to make something of that moment that changes the perspective in the most positive way of your life. Like everything I went through has molded me and shaped me into the person that I am right now. Now, I won't be the same person 10 years from now because my goal is to grow and get better. But the book is hopefully that. It's hopefully an inspiration to the reader, to know that you can push through and make it an opportunity. It's a decision, to be honest. And so I just share some of my highs, lows, funny moments, just random. Like I had this lady call me the N-word one time. That was my first time. That never happened. She was of another race, so that's why it was a bit much. But I tell that story. You have to read the book for you to hear that story. I have some live questions on what?
Yes.
Are they good ones? Give me a good one. Oh, no? Are you saying
What's the most difficult part of you writing this book?
Oh, the most difficult part is being terrified that I was going to hurt somebody I loved. That was the most difficult part. Like I was so scared. I started this book probably in like 2018, 19. And I've had so many versions of what the book was going to be because I got so scared that I was going to hurt somebody that I loved, whether it was my parents, even my kids. They're like whatever, but I didn't want to tell one of their personal stories that they might not have wanted to share, So that was the most difficult part. And even still, when the book launched, I was terrified. I was like, Lord, I know I told them, but they ain't read it and y'all ain't read it. So for y'all to read it and then they have to hear perspectives and opinions, that's what I was scared of. So that was the scary part. Don't forget to use your code Undefeated 15, ShaunieHenderson.com. I'm gonna keep saying that.
What would you do differently?
Oh, what would I do differently? I feel like if I had this book, somebody who told me a few things, I would have been smarter financially. I would have tried to be as financially independent as possible, and made sure that I wasn't dependent on anybody to provide me with a lifestyle, to provide me with money. I would do that differently. Like, they say, save a little money for rainy day or stash. I wouldn't have been a wife that stashed. I would have been honest, but I should have had it. I should have been like doing a savings account and doing things like that. I wasn't doing that. I was just, and I wasn't taught to. So, but I hold myself accountable for just not knowing to be still an independent person in the midst of being in a relationship. So, okay, wait, I have another pre-question. I have to go back. I have to banter between live and pre. Okay, so let's take Kimberly from Illinois. How did you know that Pastor Shaunie Henderson was the one after being married before? That's a good question. So initially, I'm getting a lot of yep. That's the question in the room. I am getting. I didn't mean getting. I knew he was the one. After it took a minute because a mutual friend introduced us. Well, we had met, but then it was like you just meet people in life and randomly you don't even remember meeting them, kind of, sort of. So we had met a minute ago. Then a friend introduced us, really introduced us. And he was like, oh, yeah, he's a pastor and, you guys should meet each other. And I was like, absolutely not, sir. The first problem is he's a pastor. Okay? He could be a really nice guy. I don't know. You're probably right. But I don't think that's what God has for me. A pastor? Like, I don't think I want that life. And the friend was just like, I'm telling you, it's just not, he's not all stuffy. He's not like that, blah, blah, blah. So I reluctantly went on a date, which I refused to call a date at the time. I was like, I will meet up. And I made it so inconvenient to where I thought he was going to be like, never mind, but he didn't. And we went and we sat for 6 hours and talked. And I won't say that I knew he was the one in that moment, but I knew that I was wrong about my, I don't know, my thoughts and what I had gathered in my head it was going to be like. I was like, okay, this isn't what I thought it was at all. And I think the lesson there was, you know, that list that us ladies can have of what we think that man has to be and have and who and how, throw it out the window. Throw it out, okay? Because I think you miss what God really has for you when you do that. And luckily, I went on that date. Luckily, that moment happened for me because he is the love of my life. And I have learned how to love. I've learned how to be a wife. I've learned how to be in love in this moment. There's just things that, you know, and again, maybe it has to do with me going down this journey later on in life. I'm sure it has a lot to do with that and just having a bit more wisdom than I did before. But don't get it twisted because love and in love are two different things. Okay. So I'm in love and love. You gotta be grown to get it. Okay, I'll take a live question now.
Is it difficult being in this spotlight versus the Basketball Wives spotlight?
Oh, I think it's more difficult to be in this light. This light being like the Christian church
Well,
light.
I think Christian and then the author spotlight.
Oh, author. Mm-hmm. That's different. But even then, I think being in like a spotlight of the church is harder because I have to be a little more careful in my words with my words. And that's not a bad thing. It's more so I think it keeps me on my toes with making better decisions than it is restricting. So I still in myself. I still show up true to who I am every day, but I am making better decisions. So I think being in this space, it makes me more cognizant of how I move, how I talk, how I encounter people, how I, you know, it's a good adjustment for me. It's not I think I was a good person before, but I'm just I have a goal of being better. So I'd say that it is different, but for me, it's been different in a really good way because it's made me aware and more intentional. Undefeated 15. Okay. So I'm supposed to say that every now and then because y'all got to grab your book and enter into the chance to win those 2 VIP tickets to Cry Out, 2 gift bags that I'm going to hand pick the stuff to go in it, and a meet and greet. So Cry Out is in Houston, June 21st through 23rd. You want to be in the building. I wish I could tell you right now this lineup. Ooh, it's so good. It's so good. It's one person that I'm just so excited about. It's a lady. And it's somebody y'all don't really hear from. Hardly ever. So excited. So excited. Anyway. And I kind of hope she come and spill tea, to be honest. Spill tea, but it's her story to tell. You know what I mean? We have stories to tell, but we want to hear it. So anyway, that's just my rant. But Undefeated 15, get 15% off. Signed copy of my book. Okay, let me take another one. What did you learn while writing this book? This comes from Kendall from Florida. What did I learn? I think I learned, I learned a lot. I learned that, okay, true story. So I learned this the other day since the book released. I was really battling this moment of not having validation, not having the words from someone that I needed to have word. I needed them to affirm that I was doing the right thing. I needed somebody saying something crazy online. I see. Y'all should see. I'm nosy. This is the thing. I can't have multiple things going on around me because I see everything. And if people are over here like whispering, I'm like, what's going on? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. So I needed validation from somebody, right? And they weren't giving me the validation that I needed. And I loved them so much that I needed it from them and I wasn't getting it. So I was crushed. This is like Wednesday of last week. The book came out Tuesday, maybe Thursday. Came out Tuesday. By Thursday, I was in my car in Target parking lot crying because I was like, oh man, they hate it or whatever it is. I wasn't getting what I needed. And I got on the phone with my husband on FaceTime and he let me, cry it out and get it all out. And he said to me, you continue to look for something in somebody that they don't have to give. Like, you keep doing this with the same person. Like, it's like you're allowing that person to have the power to make you feel this way. And it's so true because I know this person doesn't have that to give. Like, I've told this story a million times of like, he can't, like, I don't want to say if it's a man or woman or man, because that's not important. But I had to realize, so in that moment, I did learn. I was like, I have the power to not feel that way about this situation. So that was a huge learning lesson for me because I didn't realize I was doing it in the moment. I literally was continuing to do it on everything. I was looking for validation from this person. I was looking for, say it's okay, say you like it, say something. And if I don't put myself in that situation, if I am aware that this person does not have that to give, might not even know that they're not giving it or know how to give it, then I don't have the expectation of receiving it from them. So I feel like I just preached the whole sermon.
And did.
And I'm no preacher. God didn't call me to be no preacher. But I am able to share my life experiences. That's what this book is. Go grab Undefeated, because I have these random moments of like, you know what? This happened and this is the lesson out of it. And I just want to share it with y'all. So grab your book, ShaunieSignBook.com, Undefeated 15, get 15% off today. And I've signed the copies. I'm so kind of supposed to be signing copies right now, but I'm too busy talking to y'all. This is fun. We got another one?
Yes, ma'am. Yep. I wanted to write a book. Did you experience writing block? How did you overcome that?
Absolutely. I experienced. They asked if I experienced writing block, and yes, I did. But when I did that, I would just stop. It's a process, right? Like I said, I started this back in like 2018, 19. I stopped for a year because I changed complete directions of what the book was going to be about. As I started writing, it started changing, because then I realized like I was protecting so many things and so many people that I wasn't being honest, and I struggled with not being I wasn't lying, I just wasn't telling the whole truth. So to say, oh, I had a divorce, I wasn't financially independent is real vague versus this is what happened. When I say I wasn't financially independent, this is what happened, and this is the situation I was in immediately, to then do this, to do that, and so on and so forth. I wasn't indulging that at first. So the writer's block is real, but when that happens, stop and just put it aside, do something else those creative juices will start flowing again and you'll go right back to writing. So it's normal, but I'd say just take a mental break and literally do nothing book for a minute. And that could be a week, that could be 2 weeks, it could be a year, whatever, but pause, as my kids would say, pause. Okay, I got a pre-question, bro. Let me see. I don't have my glasses on. I wish I could see how small. This is absolutely disrespectful, okay? For somebody, I'm in denial that I wear glasses, but okay, you know what? Don't laugh. Okay, Rhonda from California. Because you're from California, Rhonda, I'm gonna answer. See that hat? Okay, when life gets hard and you feel so defeated, how do you overcome? Knowing that in that moment you are feeling undefeated and allowing the power of making sure you will not remain in that space trumps that feeling. So again, you got to find that thing that drives you. Is it you being broke? Is it you're a mom and you got kids that are dependent on you? Is it, your husband and showing up for him? Is it just you? Like, I know I'm better than this. That's good. That should be good enough. Like, I know I'm better than this. Let me get myself up. And because I promise you that feeling on the other side of pushing through is almost like a drug. To succeed at something and to come out of something, that feeling is it's like, it's addicting. And I think it's probably one of the best addictions you can have is the feeling of pushing through. It's the feeling of I did that. The feeling of I made it over. Whatever that thing is for you, that is a feeling that for me pushes me and drives. It's like, oh, I remember, coming out of that hole and how good it felt. And just looking back at it, like, you thought you had me, but I turned those lemons into lemonade. Like that's so real and such an amazing feeling that's what has to drive you. And I promise you, if you just do it one time, it'll be a repetitive, just part of who you are. It'll just drive everything you do. You put some iron in the fire. You want to see that thing through. And the feeling you get when you see it through, you're going to keep coming back for it. So know that it's doable. You can do it. Push yourself, cry through it. My husband told me, just go ahead and cry. Get that out. It's releasing toxin. Cry through it. You know, many things I cry all the time. I cry all the time, but I know, like, I will wipe the tears off, shake it off, move on to the next thing. Like, what? We got books to sell. Ain't nobody got time for that. Let's move on. But you gotta have that conversation with yourself. It's not always gonna be somebody there that can give you that motivation. So you have to start learning to have conversations with yourself in your car, in your shower, in the bed, wherever you are. And I mean, literally talking to yourself. I do it all the time. And it is what it is. Okay? Undefeated 15. Feel like I have a little I jump all over the place. Okay, we'll take a last question.
This one is from Simply Jacoy.
Who is that?
Destiny.
I know.
Did you relive any emotions while writing, and how did you manage this?
Ooh, yes. I relived so many emotions. I think, gosh, I probably went through all emotions writing this book, but it was so powerful. It was ultimately the best feeling I had was being proud of myself. I'm not comfortable talking about myself, believe it or not. Writing this book was kind of therapeutic for me to do that. I was able to write about myself but in a way that made me comfortable. But sitting like saying all things that I've achieved or accomplishments, I'm so not comfortable. I'm so not that person to be like, yeah, I got this and I got this and I did this and I did that. I'm not comfortable in that space. So this made me it made it easier to just write it down, hand it to y'all, right? Instead of me sitting here having to discuss it. I guess I'm supposed to kind of hold this up too. But I could write it, y'all read it, tell me what you think, as opposed to having to talk about it. But I went through many emotions. I didn't get mad though. I never went through anger because I'm super thankful for all of it. I'm really thankful, and I think that it was just one of those things. Sorry, my husband just stuck his head in here. Babe, come say hi to the people. Just say hi. I'm on live.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Come. You have to say hi now that you're here. Okay. Right now, you want me to sign in right now? You just say hi.
I did not know she was on live. I am so sorry.
It's okay. Don't be sorry.
But
I've
I
talked
brought
about
2
you.
books. You got people out here trying to buy books.
And you out there hustling?
I'm hustling.
Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let me sign to. I gotta do it for your mom too.
These are the 2.
Oh, and that pen isn't working. So sorry, Miss.
I'm ready to put a sign out there that says recording in progress. There's a live going on ShaunieSignBook.com. How many people on there right now?
I don't know.
689.
689 people. Listen, this book is a phenomenal read, written by a phenomenal woman for a phenomenal cause. And literally, how many books do you think you've signed in the past week or 2? Hundreds upon hundreds.
Yeah,
right?
I've at least signed about 300-ish. So
That's amazing.
I got to come up with something else to write in these books too, because I just feel like sometimes, people need a personal message every
That's
now,
right.
Right?
That's correct.
Here you go.
Thank you
so much.
Love you, baby.
I love you more. Keep selling books for me. Isn't that great to have a husband that sells your books for you? He out there grabbing folks. Come sign my baby. Come get my baby book. But anywho, Undefeated 15 discount code, ShaunieSignBook.com. Grab your signed copy today. You will enter into the what do you call it? Not a raffle, right? It's just an enter. You get a chance to giveaway. Enter into this chance to win the 2 VIP tickets to Cryo Conference here in Houston, June 21st and 23rd, and the 2 gift bags that I'm going to hand pick the items for, and what else? And a meet and greet with me. That's going to be fun, okay? Because that's what I like to do. Have fun. I got another question.
Yes. You ready?
I'm ready.
What is the most important epiphany you received by writing this book?
Epiphany. Let me think. What was my sharing is cute. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I do think I learned that my experiences have been more common and relatable than I thought. I honestly was writing the book thinking, does anybody really care? It seems kind of boring that, not boring, but like, does anybody really care to hear what I went through? And I realized that it wasn't just about caring about what I went through. It was caring about or realizing what I went through to get to the next spot. So even the feedback that I've been getting so far has just been like, wow, like I didn't know this happened. But the fact that I know where you ended up is the whole point and the whole purpose of this book. So if I can inspire somebody to know that I was there and literally I got to here by pushing through, by having the conversations with myself, by deciding that I was going to make the challenge an opportunity, you can't tell me nothing. Can't tell me nothing. And even if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to surround myself with people that do, so that I can be taught. Because I don't claim to know everything. I'm not an expert at anything, but I have a whole lot of experience at a lot. So I just try to share what I can, and hopefully it will help you. Grab your copy of Undefeated today. I've signed a ton, still signing, and oops, I almost dropped that. And I got an Undefeated code to use, Undefeated 15, and you get 15% off. That should be fun. I think we'll take one more question.
Well, first, Miara said, "What hour did you make your live look like this? This is so cool."
I'll teach you, Miara. It's usually y'all teaching me, so.
All right, one more question. This is actually a really good one. Do you believe you will be able to help other basketball wives to open up and not be ashamed of what they secretly endured?
I certainly hope I will be able to help other, not just basketball wives in general. Sometimes when you are attached to, married to, dating, whatever, a huge, like a celebrity or even a huge personality, right? It could be the man that, I don't know, just a regular blue collar job. If he has like this big personality and everywhere you go, it's kind of like the center of attention is around him. You can tend as a woman to get kind of lost in the sauce, right? You just kind of dwindle in the shadow of your spouse or your partner or your whatever you want to call that person. And that happens. I know for me, I have a personality. Like, I love people, I'm social, but it's hard sometimes when you have just a huge personality or person in your life that it's all about them. But the important part is to realize you can't get lost in that. And I didn't realize that about myself. It was not anybody else's fault. It was not, I own that for me, that I didn't realize that I was losing myself in the shadow. I wasn't speaking up. I didn't even realize it though. I was just living life and it wasn't until I got out of the marriage that I was like, what do I do? I know I'm these kids' mom and now I'm an ex-wife, but what's your purpose? What do you do? Where do you go from here? So that was my moment of realizing that. But I think that learning that at that stage and sharing that with the world now, maybe I can help someone that is not sure that it's happening to them now to realize, wait a minute, let me get my stuff together. I'm literally a bit lost in this relationship, lost in this space that I'm in life in general. Because once you realize it is when you can put in the work to fix it and have a voice. And I'll leave y'all with this one thing about Basketball Wives, the show. I created that in a moment of my life that I was in desperation mode. I was like, listen, I don't have a career. I don't have technically no money coming in right now. I got to make this work. So I sold this show, but originally the idea was just to give women in this space that I was in a voice, because we were wives, we were mothers, and we had our little circle that we hung out and all that, but we didn't really have a voice at all. We have our little wives meetings and things like that, but what else were we? What else were we doing? And it wasn't a lot of much going on. So Basketball Wives was really developed to provide a platform for ladies of any race and culture or whatever to have a voice, to have a platform to do with what they chose to do with. Now, What they do with the platform is on them. But here's the platform for you to be represented, to have a voice, to flourish. And since then, there have been multiple women that have come through there and made so much money on their own, and it's theirs, and had an opportunity to flourish in business outside of TV. So, on and off camera, by the way, we got crew that's been there since 2010. It's just been a space that has helped so many lives flourish. Whether y'all see it on TV or not, it's something that I'm very proud of, and we're still going. So that's that. Undefeated 15. Y'all grab my book. I promise it's a good, not complicated at all read. I think, and I know you will find something so relatable in here. I talk about me raising my kids, to just my divorce, to first ladying, to my current husband, just life, racism. I talk about a little bit of everything in here. So grab it, ShaunieSignedBook.com. You can get 15% off today using Undefeated 15 code. It will also enter you into a giveaway of 2 tickets to Cry Out, 2 VIP gift bags, and a meet and greet with me. And I'll probably drag my husband into the meet and greet because I want to hold his hand all day and all night. Okay? That's June 21st to 23rd. So if you know you can be in Houston through those dates, or you are in Houston on those dates, enter, get your book, use your code Undefeated15, and come see us and my book. Okay, it's gonna be signed and you're gonna love it, I promise. Oh, and I'll have these shirts available. Undefeated. The hat and the rest of the outfit does not come with it. I love y'all. I'm so glad you joined me today. This has been fun. Maybe I'll do this more often. Remember, Undefeated 15 is your 15% off code for today. Go to ShaunieSignedBook.com, grab Undefeated, and enter my giveaway. I will see y'all soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Toodles.